So like guys would just be like, see, there you go again. That's why you can't marry bitches because they'll leave you. And I'm all like, there you go again.
Can't marry bitches.
Yeah. What about all the other relationships that work out?
Welcome back to another episode of Care for Boys. We have Melissa Bonos with us today. You were saying, I think the other day you said something that stuck out when you were like, you said that men and women are more divided than ever today.
Well, that's what the stats show, right? And that's the dating, everything, right? So there's kind of like a single like crisis going on. Like in the first time in human history, like people aren't getting married, they're not dating, people are like getting laid much later in life.
Tight.
And there's a huge division politically, like, and then it's causing this whole like gender world to be different.
Yeah.
So like guys world and females world are like so separated. They're like not even hanging out with each other. So like it's like a weird division for like in I guess history all time of like what the hell is going on with the dating and the world of gender differences.
Do you feel like it might be because women have more and more independence, and back then they had to really depend on the male? So now that they, or we, have more the ability to be more independent, we kind of don't need you.
That's fucking wrong.
That's a big part of it because
Give her a jar. See how she does.
Yeah.
See if
Get the pickles.
See if she can open it.
I'll open that jar. Come on.
Honestly, she probably would.
Yeah. She's stronger than all of us.
Just throw it on the ground.
Yeah.
if I have to boil it down, I think it's because our like culture and institutions are all completely gone. So like meaning like there used to be things that people just followed instead of questioned.
Like traditional gender roles.
You like after like there was a stage that there was a prescribed step by step that everybody followed, even like up until the 90s, where you get married after high school, maybe around college you meet your sweetheart, and then you start in your career. There's stages, right? And everyone followed those stages, and you had societal pressure to stay in those stages. So like you had, maybe you belonged to a church or a community or religion that shunned divorce, or like, you know what I mean? And then there were like, I think there were these things that kept people like doing that thing. But now there's no like social shame for divorce. There's no like, religion is starting to come back up, but there was a huge period where everyone was just like, I ain't going to church. Fuck those people.
I think it's also like one thing that I think fuels the fire pretty big is that everybody's algorithm's so different.
Yeah, for real.
I think one of the biggest things in your algo is when it knows you're a male and it serves you such obvious like guy driven shit that even you as a guy might not be interested, but it knows that most guys want to see this, most guys want to see that. No matter how much you click not interested in whatever OF thing, it will pop up the next day.
I know you like
Yeah,
girls.
that not interested button does not work.
Yeah, and I think that's a main thing where like if you were filed as female on your social media, you would just be getting such like female driven stuff that like we end up with reinforced opinions that the other gender never even saw. So you're like here believing in this thing so hardcore. Meanwhile, she's like, I've never even heard of that.
I think you nailed it. We live in different realities.
Yeah.
So it's like, I see this happening in politics all the time where they both think the other person don't got the facts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Are you both fucking retarded?
Research. It's just the results are different on the other end. Yeah.
They're both like the facts that they have is true, but they're emphasizing on the different true.
Yeah. It's an interpretation of the same fact.
But then it's right. But then you guys are thinking that the other one's completely stupid. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
You guys usually read things wrong.
No, we read things slow.
It's stupid people blaming a whole entire gender for their issues. Like that's the easy thing to do, right? So like,
Yeah. It's a cop out.
So like guys would just be like, see, there you go again. That's why you can't marry bitches because they'll leave you. And I'm all like,
There you go again.
Can't marry bitches.
Yeah.
what about all the other relationships that work out? They're just not on social media like talking about it.
Dude, I don't like the red pill content, but after I watch some of the videos, I'm like, I can see where these guys are coming from. I totally understand. I was like, this is a problem. And then you realize it's not really a problem. It's like a fake, like, you know, half the red pill shit you see is like these guys being really mean to like OnlyFans people, like these OnlyFans girls. And it's like, it's really fucked up, but like, it's like a car crash. You can't look away sometimes. And I feel like because it's so like bad for your brain, you can't stop watching it. And then eventually over time, it becomes a volume game where people start to believe it.
Yeah,
I'm not talking from personal experience or anything.
Why do you have so much OnlyFans in your algorithm?
I hit the not interested button doesn't work. I swear to God it doesn't.
I think it's really dangerous when more of the opinions of women that you're exposed to are online and not in person.
100%. Because in person, the reality is very different.
Well, because like you could, you know, like I told you guys, I've had to fix my algo so many times because I think it honestly fucks me up. Like it makes me a more bitter person in many ways. And I'm like, I need to like get away from a lot of this shit because you really stop and think about it. And you're like, do I see people like this in my daily life? No, you don't see people that you hate normally. You see people you hate online. Like those are the people you don't like, but then do run into that. Like there's no use for that hatred when that's not the life you live. So I'm like, okay. But I could see where if you never caught on to that and you just were like, this is the world, this is the world, this is life. Then once you're finally exposed to being with another person, they're like, you're from another planet. You're not even like human.
It's like the news times 10 because it's all these niche like problems in every different population that is popping up in your feed and you're like, we're ruined. We're never going to, and it's all the way from economy to like car crash videos. This is my algo. And then like the red pill stuff comes up. And then, you know, every little problem that pops up in your feed, that's always negative. You just go, oh, we're cooked. We're never going to come out of this. AI is going to take over. We're dead, you know?
Between me and my family, like they look at it like my mom and sister are like, you got to carry your passport with you because at any moment ICE could just take you away.
Oh my God.
Their content.
And then we're both not wrong. Like, okay, you saw what you saw to lead you to believe that. I never saw one thing. I saw the opposite, you know, and I'm here relaxed and nothing's happening to me. But then, you know, it's just the fear that they have, that bias that they have is like what, you know, they saw something that built that.
So you carry your passport though, right?
I wear it on my head.
You're going to get picked up for sure, dude.
Yeah, my mom's like, if you're brown, they're taking you down.
Forget about it.
Rhymed it. She rhymed it.
Just the Filipino style.
They're gonna pull you out of your Thunderbird.
I think like the extreme content and the super incel and the super militant feminist is like they're on the outskirts of society, right? But like we know people who are like, I don't understand like why you don't couple up and you're clearly dating, but like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was thinking about it and I think the common denominator isn't like they see the other gender as fucked up. I think they don't know what they themselves are. So meaning like sometimes you're like, you know, I have a friend and his brother is like trying to like, he showed like us what kind of girls he wanted. And it's like, he wanted like fucking e-thought models. And I looked at him.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what's an
Come
e-thought
on, dude.
model?
You talking about like a waifu that does like streaming?
What
like,
is that?
like hot gamer girls. Like I'm talking about like,
okay.
they look like gorgeous models, right?
Okay.
And I'm like,
E-thought
yeah.
model.
Your algo
They do
right now.
cosplay
Look it
type
up.
Stuff.
It's gonna
Well,
catch
like
it.
Got picked up.
I was the thing is I was like, okay, I get it. She's beautiful. You want a beautiful girl, right? But
Okay.
you yourself, are you her type? And I seen that in women too, where like they're chronically single and then they're like, I want a man that's like this and this. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, do you know what you look like? And do you know what you've accomplished?
Samuels right
But it's both genders though. I think like
Yeah, both people do.
in
Yeah,
most cases, they're not
It's okay
they're not
to like what
delusional
you
about
like.
No, you're right. But you have to understand if you are up to their par. So this is
If
the
you're worthy enough.
this is the cold hard truth, right? Like, I mean,
Tell him.
even so, like you got to match. Like, you can't be a librarian and like try to date guys in a library if you want a jock. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Because they're not in the
Are
library.
you saying jocks don't go to the library?
no, they don't. They don't. You got to find them at, yeah.
Where? Find him where?
at the gym or something, you know?
Yeah, okay.
The librarians don't
No,
go to
like
the gym.
They're not allowed.
But like, I think what he's saying is, if you're gonna go buy a Ferrari, you better have like your finances covered, so your proof of funds. So when you show them, they're like, oh yeah, you can buy this Ferrari.
I don't think there's anything wrong to aspire or that's who you want to
I
date.
think when you go to specific styles, it makes more sense. Like these guys that want, like, this is one of the stereotypes. They want a big titty goth girlfriend. They're not goth themselves. So it's like they're not gonna. They will never notice you. It's more like that. Like, can you imagine someone goth?
That's more like a fantasy then.
Exactly. That's the reason why it's a fallacy, because it's like it'll always be a fantasy.
Right. So then they're looking for this girl and then they're dating women that maybe actually fit them more. But then it's like
They think they're better than those.
right. And I see that from both sides. And I think that's more of a bigger problem than people having a cynical view of the other gender. I think it's way much of a bigger problem where they're not satisfied with the dating world because they're not getting what they want, but at the same time, they're not doing anything to attract what they want.
Yeah, they're not examining what they're bringing to the table. They're only focused on what they're bringing to the table, not what they're bringing to the table.
And then they blame ladies. Oh, ladies are the worst, dude. They're all sluts. You know, those are those guys.
Like they'll be like, "Oh, I want a guy that's super like fit and athletic, and they like hiking." And then you ask them, "Oh shit, so you're into the gym?" No, I don't really like working out.
You like hiking?
Do
No,
you
I don't like
have
the
to
outdoors.
have-
And I'm like, how fucking delusional are you?
Do you
But
have to have the same interests and lifestyle as someone to make it work, though? Because you can be compatible in different ways and have different interests.
But you gotta have at least some common ground.
I gotcha.
With this world.
and the lifestyle, because the lifestyle is really important too.
Okay.
Because me and Hannah were talking about like, why is it that some people they don't have a bad outlook. It's they're not like incel-y, right? They're not like I fucking hate women and super negative. They're decent catches. But then I think that really was the loudest thing about the common denominator for men and women, why they're chronically single is they're, for one, not even going for the type that they are types of.
Well, they're not thinking, how can I contribute to the things that person is?
That too.
If I say I want someone who's really creative, I should be the type of person that inspires creativity.
Bingo.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Living off of like how good you are at something.
I mean, that's a good point because like Hannah is in the creative world, right? And then her friends were like, how do you get with like artsy guys and things like that? Like I'm always getting like with corporate. And she goes, look at where you work. She's like, that's your
Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
They're the most artsy guys, the most artsy finance guys.
right. I work in theater. Like, that's who I'm around. That's who I'm going to date. So it's like, that's the delusion we're talking about is like, it's like your world is that, right? Or like, you want a rich guy? It's like, why don't you go fucking work in Wall Street or be amongst that world?
Because then it's more about people wanting to attain a specific type of trophy. It's more like, I want everyone to know I got this thing versus I am the thing. It sucks to see it that way.
And I think that's the biggest chronically single like person that I think I observed in the people that we know.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, because of social media, are worried about other people are going to think about who they've ended up with.
Yeah.
I think that's a big element of like, oh, I want everyone to know I hit the jackpot, not that they hit the jackpot, which kind of is backwards now, you know?
Or it's always like they should love me for who I am and I want to get like love for that. And I'm like, yeah, but do you even love yourself who you are at this moment?
You have diabetes, dude. What the hell?
You're a diabetic dude trying to like date a fucking hot ass gym model? Like what?
Okay, diabetic people could have hot people.
All right, list the example. Go.
I don't know. I'll find one.
Name 10 diabetics.
Yeah, go tag a diabetic on me, dude.
Diabetic gym goer themselves? Highly likely. But if they're a diabetic couch potato on their 10th Twinkie, probably not.
Going like, my man better have an 8-pack.
Yeah. You're probably not gonna date a fucking bodybuilder girl, you know?
Although that would be
Each
nice.
their own.
Yeah.